Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Now, what some people don't realize that when we develop black technology, one of the things we have to test the black technology against is all different surfaces, which means it's the reason why we have 18 certified projection screens. And out of the 18 certified projection screens, not all these screens are dark. Some of these screens are actually extremely, very light. Seymour AV 1.3, Cinema Gray. I think it's the blade from the DMP Supernova that has a very bright surface. Daylight has at 2.3, and then there's I'm missing one more. I know there's another one. Oh, Matinee Silver. Basically, those screens are very light gray screens. So also too, and we've done this demonstration before, when it comes to testing a black technology, one of the things you have to test it against is white surface. You have to see exactly where your white levels are going to lay at, exactly how bright you need to actually enhance them. Now, this comes through a lot of testing. Some people wouldn't realize that because they don't do testing. And even with the certified screens, they do testing. Everybody has to do testing. But if you don't do it properly, then you don't know. This is how we can know the difference between what. All right, so the screen we have up here is a 135-inch Elite screen. We're using the Chrissy projector behind us. I had a few churches chime in today asking about, well, actually everybody's interested in contrast levels. So that's what's most important. So let's get this started. And then from there, that's pretty much it. All right. Now, I've already explained before that the technology we develop is never going to produce a white level as high as a white screen. In fact, there's no screen that can produce a level next to a white screen but another white screen. Not even gray screens can do that. It's a white screen. But the technology we develop is not going to be so low that you can't see the image at all. It's not going to come up black, as in others try to portray that image. Let me give them a sneak peek ever so once in a while and the testing that goes under a black screen and what they have to go through on our end in order to earn their labels. And there you go. So the bottom line is the technology we have here, and anybody knows, anytime you develop, whether it be black diamond, whether it be a gunmetal screen or a dark gray screen, white levels are always going to drop. That's just basic common sense. But in the display of the video between that particular individual, those were way too low on the white levels, and we can clearly see on the other end that's just basic everyday black paint. That's what it is. Again, this is not a gray screen. It's not a cinema screen, whatever he has. This is a white Elite screen. So if this screen was going to turn our screen dark, it would easily be able to do it right now. Oh, let me show you something really quick too. Color red. Color red. I gotta look that up. Every time I ask for the color red, it gets up color red. Gotta find out what color red is all about. And no, you cannot pick up contrast on a white screen. Like I said, I can pull up a 22,000 to 1 contrast projector. You're not going to be a contrast ratio projector. Not going to be able to see it at all. Let's see if we can bring up our color blue. There you go. Told you white screens are colorblind. So let me see how much of a difference that we'll get out of a certain product if we put it up against a white screen. Told you, not much. I told you. Almost as equal to a white screen. Just a little bit, has a little bit more color to it, see. But you're not getting blue. That's blue. The black screen's displaying blue. You're not seeing that on this screen. So you would still have to be in a dark environment You still would have to calibrate your projector. Yeah, you pretty much would have to. So we have a pretty nice day today. Looks like we have another Nova Black sitting outside at 135 inches. We'll be doing that demonstration today without the awning to show the difference between white screens and gray screens, why they should never be used outside. Now keep in mind, we develop a gray technology. It does have color coding technology. It is more advanced than the products we have here. We don't even use those outside. Best screen to use outside is black technology. Oh, and by the way, remember the screen I had on earlier today? It's still on. It's still running right now. I'm actually watching the same fish demonstration. It's passed over to another video. It's still running. In the kitchen right now, video I was doing earlier today, we're around like 12:34 right now. We started that demonstration around 10. Still running, no problem. That's the difference between my technology and everybody else's. I told you I can sit there and have my projectors run all day, literally, and all that window light, and it's still going to pull an image. I got to start setting up my cushions outside, so getting ready to start doing some demonstrations outside today. So I wonder, if we take my screen out of the equation, cover up the entire screen with the Elite screen, and see how much of a difference we would get out of the gray paint versus the white screen. Well, we know the contrast is definitely not going to pull off. I'm pretty sure you know the difference between black. Let me see.
Start your day with all the support you need in Skechers Archfit sandals. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists
This down.
12 years of data to create a sandal that provides foot and arch support for all day comfort. Podiatrist certified arch support for men and women.
Because you definitely do not want to go against that screen in there. You want to stay far away from that one as possible. I'm not picking up any color at all. None. It's kind of like the equivalence of watercolors. Watercolors don't really give off or no bright color. It's just kind of a washed out color. And that's what you're getting, a washed out color. And that's next to an Elite white screen. You're not seeing much of a difference. See our screen next to Elite white screen? See how we're producing a nice solid red? See how the colors are changing to nice solid colors? There's no calibrated needed, none of that nonsense. Now look at this. See how the colors wash out? Even next to the white screen, it's a washed out image. When you produce blue, it's supposed to be blue, not a washed out blue. So your screen's supposed to be to produce a better and brighter color, but I'm not seeing it. This is why you don't do the color patterns. You stay away from those. I want to check out, we got here the Lux. This is the Lux screen. That's what I call the Lux. We're going to do a little experimenting here. We're going to take our screen out of the equation because this device, when I put the Lux screen next to this, it's not going to pull up next to a black screen. It's not even going to pull the image at all. Black screen's still going to be able to pull up a much better image. this whole entire screen to play with till the new one gets here. And then I'll put you against a 150-inch signature. That's the one I have upstairs that can take direct sunlight in. Well, actually, the direct light into the window. I'm not going to say sunlight, but direct light into the window. And on top of that, we're actually going to be increasing the gain capabilities on 17 signatures. We're going to make them even stronger than what they are before. You thought the screen upstairs was brutal. Wait till you see exactly what we're adding. Actually, we're starting to do something called enhancement gain capabilities. So that's what we're doing. We're actually concentrating on enhancing the gain on our screens to make them stronger than what they already are. I mean, look at that. Got a blue screen sitting in the next room. Look at all the window light that's surrounding that screen, and we're going to enhance the technology to make that screen even stronger. So this is what we're going to do. I got my clamps. Do I need clamps for this? Yeah, I got the clamps for the top. We get to put the clamps up for the Elite screens because that's a pretty heavy screen. Now this is, let me see. This is the side you're supposed to use. Yeah, remember your sides on these things. When it's the side you can use, when it's the side you can't use. Like I said, I think he forgets. We test our stuff on this stuff all day long. High-end screens all day. So what would make you think your screen can overshadow ours if we test against certified screens all day? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's where he forgets. We test on certified screens all day long. DMP Supernova, Matinee Silver. See how light that screen is right there? This is a Matinee Silver right here. We test on these all day on this technology. Seymour AV 1.3. Sorry about the messy sample sheet right there. Seymour AV 1.3. These are all high-grade silver screens that we test against all day. So if this technology is used to being tested on high-end silver screens and you're using a basic paint over here, what makes you think that your screen is equal to any one of these technologies that we test our screens on every day? It's not. It's not equal to it. But you still don't learn. You don't learn. You don't learn. And it's interesting because as I'm doing this demonstration, my screen's in the next room producing an image, and one in the kitchen is producing an image. And it's been the same screen that was displaying since earlier this morning. They're still on. Still got the one upstairs in the room running too. Next time you're going to do a fake demonstration, turn your lights on, for goodness sakes. That looks really bad. Seymour AV Matinee Silver. Seymour AV 1.3, oh, 1.3. Excuse me. My screen was so dark, couldn't pull up a color that bright. It'd be impossible. It'd be too dark to bring a color that bright. Let's take those down because this is too easy. Let's put up this is the screen you claimed that you were able to beat. Let me see. And this is certified screens too. Make sure we got the right side. If we got the wrong side, what happens is you get this huge glare that pops up. So we got the right side. Okay, cool. The fellow who made the comment about how the Lux, we call it Lux for short, but the screen is called LUXINI, who made the comment about, I think it's a 360 something, about how this screen was equal to our technology. That's what he claimed in his video demonstration. You don't know much about black technology, do you? That screen couldn't even keep up. Look at it, it's faded. Doesn't want to stay. Let me get another piece for that. So that'll stay up there. Can't pick up color. It can't pick up a contrast level. That's the last time he mentioned my name in one of his demonstrations. I told you, if you call us out, we'll come. And when we do come, if you haven't been doing your demonstrations correctly, if you've been hiding your screens in the dark, doesn't want to stay, does it? You've been hiding your screens in the dark and you haven't been doing those demonstrations correctly, then guess what? We're going to stick you in an environment that you don't want to be in. Hopefully it stays that time. You call us out, we'll come get you. We'll bring you down here and we'll stick you in an environment that you do not want to be in. As I said before, I watch demonstrations. So if I notice that you have a little bit of window light here and it's pushed all the way over here and you got objects in front of your window like plants and stuff like that to try to block down some of the light that's coming through. I noticed that. If you have your blinds on a slant where light's pushing through, but I can't see through those blinds, that lets me know that your blinds are on a slant enough for light to push through, but as the light hits the blind, it directs downward, not through. If your blinds were fully extended, I could see outside them, like this. See how the blinds are? Now what they do is they take them and they bring them down on a slant. So there's enough light pushing through. When you do your blinds, you're supposed to be like this. So I can see everything on the outside. So the first thing I do is I stare at your windows. Same thing with the Elite screens, the supposed to be the ceiling and floor rejection screens they had. When the guy sat there and said, my blinds are fully open. No, they weren't. They were on a slant. You had little bits of light pushing through. That was it. So I notice all that. When people do demonstrations where the background is dark and they have a large white LED light behind the back of it, and they have little lights peppered out in the front, I noticed that too. Just like I noticed when you had the fellow come pick up your product, that I noticed right from the door that your door was open and you were showing the light pushing in, but the two windows that you had on this side where light was pushing against it because you could see it peeking through the blinds, you didn't open those up. If you opened them up, those windows would have came across and hit your screen, and you basically from the door, your screen would have washed out and faded out. And I noticed that you kept it on nice bright colors because you can't do contrast at all, period, because your screen will wash out. See how that technology works? I can watch a dark scene with jellyfish, and it's what, 12 in the afternoon right now? Yep. Now let me show you something. If I open the door over here, the door being opened up has nothing to do with the screen here because it's not making contact with the screen at all. I don't know why you do these fake demonstrations. This has nothing to do with my screen here because the physical light coming from the door is going this way. Now, if I have a screen sitting here, which I do sometimes, I have a screen sitting here, then that door of light from the door is making physical contact with the door. It has nothing to do with the screen in here at all, period. Which I don't even know why you even open that door to begin with, because when that door opens up, the light only cascades to a short distance across your paintings, and then it cuts off by the time it makes it to the screen. If it did, your corners would be well laminated. I noticed that too. Now, you see the environment we have in here. We have windows just as tall as the screen, and they're hitting here, and they're hitting there. How they got something on your fake demonstrations. And that's how I know. From the fellow who made the comment about this particular screen right here on our product. And I went out and bought the product, 60 inches of it, brought it over here, did the demonstrations on just about every screen we had in the house, and it couldn't even match the screen. Not one time. Not even on the blue technology, not on the green technology, not on the signatures, none of them. Not one. The last time he added my name in the conversation in one of his little videos. Again, you on the other hand, you don't learn, so I enjoy basically being able to do this to you. There's your product against a white screen, not showing much of a difference. There's your product against our technology. Mind, this is on an old beat down screen that we done painted a million times over and over again just for tests. Not even picking up. Look at that. See how that fish is moving about across that screen? See how all that light pushing in? Now the sun's coming up on my side, so it should be pushing right through. See how that edge is showing from corner to corner? See how you can see the fish moving back and forth crystal clear? Your screen would wash out over there. Your screen would wash out over here. We are now at 12:51. 12:51. Got my windows open, enjoying some nice air coming through. I gotta open up that window too. I'm gonna get that deck open up too. By the way, want to know where I got the clamps from? I got them over at Amazon. This is fantastic. Should have got these things a long time ago. It's fantastic. We got to take this white screen out today too. We got to be out here doing some demonstrations with the white screens. Bring this all the way across. Oh man, I couldn't imagine having this in my home right now. Good gracious. Woo! Taking some chances. Good. Right, I don't know how. I don't know how. And then again, like I said, some people don't know. Some people don't know. They get an all white screen, they don't know. Colors look so bad. Look how washed up that color is. That's supposed to be blue, people. That's literally supposed to be blue and violet and whatever. Yeah, it's bad. Good gracious, man. This is white color. This is a 4300 lumen crispy projector. Look how washed out the colors are. You're still not producing red. Red. That's Dark Star 9. That thing is reflecting color better than your screen. That's what says nowhere in the world you beat that screen. Nah. That's a $3,000 projection screen. Let's try something. Let's get these, I'm gonna have a look here. Starfield demonstration. Let's see if she gives us what we want and we have to fight for it. Outer space screensavers. There we go. Usually we gotta fight for it. See how the black level comes up on the Dark Star 9 next to his product? He didn't beat that screen. He faked it. He faked the demonstration. I told you that sooner or later I was going to do a demonstration of a Dark Star 9 versus your product because you faked that demonstration. I know you faked it. There is no way in the world you beat a $3,000 projection screen. Look at the contrast level on that screen next to your screen. This is the Fire Sticks. If anybody owns a Fire Stick, you know from the door that the display comes up in black. So there is no way in the world now that you were able to beat that screen. What you did was you basically did a lot of high bright colors and kept it in the dark, and that's what you did. Did a whole lot of camouflaging. We didn't do any Starfield demonstrations, no contrast demonstrations, nothing. You stuck to certain select videos. That's what you did to make your screen look good, and you kept it in the dark. We're not in the dark here. We're in a fully lit environment. Sony 4K demonstration. See how the background comes up dark? Doesn't come up gray, but it produces a higher red than your screen. Produces a higher red than the white screen. Let's go back a minute and show you that for a minute. See how realistic the strawberries look on the Dark Star 9? There you go. You don't see that because he doesn't slow it down and break it down for you to see it. He runs everything as fast as he possibly can, does a video. He doesn't show you what you should be seeing. There is no way in the world you beat that screen. You see how the cherry looks real? Well, it's nice and red and shiny, but on your screen it looks pale and washed out. Anything can beat a white screen. I can go down to Home Depot and I can get gray primer and I can beat a white screen. That's not a big deal. But there's no way in the world you claim beating a Dark Star 9. No, you didn't. You faked that demonstration. That's why that screen cost $3 grand. Now on our screen, we could turn the screen gray because our screen's 100% black, produces a much higher color. We could turn your screen gray against our technology on red. But by itself, a Dark Star 9 versus your screen, a Dark Star 9 would put your screen to shame. Gotta stop faking these demonstrations. You really do. Gotta stop faking them. But then again, people, we don't have a $4,000 projector so his screen can come up correctly and we're not sitting in the dark. And that's how you know you didn't beat a Dark Star 9. Yeah. That's how that screen's supposed to look. That's a Black Nova. See how faded the image looked on the white screen? And then you pull it back and you watch your colors, boom, come to life. Dark Star 9 next to our technology. Look what we can do to it. You barely, I wouldn't even say barely. Dark Star 9 pretty much crushed your screen. It did. It crushed it, but no problem. But Dark Star 9 next to our technology? No. Can't even produce a proper red level. Your product next to our technology. Look at that. You can watch the water reflect off the fish in the next room while the sunlight is pouring through that room. We got to go over there for a minute. We got to look at this. I love doing this. Look at that. Love it. That's why I love what I do for a living. Meanwhile, we can go into the kitchen like, ooh, look at that. Come on, man. When you challenge my stuff, man, you make it easy for me to do this to you. This is not going to be pretty. This is what we do to your screen paint every day. We wash it out. You show an improvement. I just sat there and said in the video demonstration, as clear as night and day, I said that your product shows an improvement to a white screen. It does. Next to our technology, not even in the ballpark. Not even close. Nowhere to be found. No GPS, no tracking device, no radar system, no global telescope, nothing. You don't come up. White screen. Our technology. Well, that's Crow's paint right there. Crow's paint. Not even close. So if you were claiming that your image comes up, our image comes up so dark because your screen is so light, then how come we're overshadowing your screen like crazy? Look at this. I gotta start. You know what? I'm gonna do those more often. I'm just gonna have an all big white screen and just show a demonstration off and just cut the apron and just show the screen off. Like, look, we're not even doing contrast. It's the easy part. This is why you're being told when you watch those demonstrations. I'm guarantee anybody who's bought this product was told to calibrate a projector. And you were told that it's not ambient light rejection screen paint, so you have to use it in the dark. That's the excuse. Having a heat wave, tropical heat wave. And we're not even outside yet. We're still inside. We're not even outside yet. There's more light out there than there is in here. That's what your screen looks like in the middle of a blue screen in a fully lit environment. It's a 126-inch edgeless elite screen on a $59 projector. If I had painted your screen on this screen, I would not be able to pick up the color blue because your screen can't see color. I think it just realized that. But anyway, it can't see color at all. what would you have told me? If I was a customer, you would have told me, well, the reason why you can't see blue is because you have to calibrate your projector. Or maybe you have, let me see your environment. Well, judging by your environment, you get two big windows there. Of course, the screen's going to wash out. You're going to have to darken those curtains on each side in order to get the image to show a little better. You just got too much light in the environment. That's what he tells you. $126, a $370 screen. Elite Edgeless. If I had painted that, that's what I would have got. Would you like me to bring up the gray screen? We have a gray screen that makes great technology. We already seen the outcome of that one. Having a heat wave, tropical heat wave. I don't even know what to tell you, my man. What we've seen the white screen looks like. Let's try this right here. Let's try New York City, night scene, screensaver. New York City, screensaver, night scene. Oh, she's definitely having a moment today. New York City screensavers. Oh well, not all technology works, does it? All right, we'll have to go into it manually. She wants to fight today. But what about the bright levels? Because you know he's always crying about how his screens. Dude, let me tell you something. I got a screen downstairs. It's a 21. It's silver. That screen would blow your screen clean out the water. It's silver. They're designed to hype up extremely crazy white levels, or 21s. That screen could pull an image outside, which we already did the test demonstration, at around 6:36 in the evening with no problem whatsoever. If you want to get into it about white levels and brighter screens, I got some stuff downstairs that will level your stuff off with no problem and still produce contrast and better color than your screens. Where's this whole black screen that's supposed to be at that you started this morning? Wait, hold on, let's go back for a minute, because we know for a minute your screen's going to produce a higher white level because your screen's lighter than mine. But my screen's supposed to be black as you displayed in the demonstration. Let's see how much darker my screen is to yours. Let's see, that's pretty dark, right? That's pretty dark. We washed out when the ocean was displayed. So how is that possible? Again, as I said before, when we have to test our screens, so that's why I said I don't understand how this guy's brain even functions half the time. We have all these light gray screens, so we constantly have to throw against our screens all the time. How? Light gray screen. If you have 18 certified screens, out of the 18 certified screens, majority of them are going to be silver screens. How? So they're used to being tested against high-end screens all the time. That is Seymour AV 1.3 and a matinee silver. Wait, hold on for a minute. Wait. Oh yeah, dude, if you're definitely gonna be making dumb videos like that, I'm definitely gonna yeah, grind this into your forehead until you basically you're gonna get embarrassed off another day of getting embarrassed. It's like the Wile E. Coyote, you know, you lose and then you come back and do something even more dumber. And I gotta embarrass you again, and then you do something even more dumber, and I gotta embarrass you again. Like you never get used to it. I think it's every day that some idea will pop up and you're like, I got it this time. I'll take black paint, I'll mix it into something, and I'll do the demonstration. I'm pretty sure everybody forgot about it. We'll do it again. It's sad, it really is, but I enjoy doing this, so thank you for the entertainment. Let's see, where were we at on this one? Here we go. See if we can match them up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take your video you have here. I'm going to post this on our website next to the video we're doing here. And all the other videos we've done against you. Oh, this is your product outside, next to our 7 technology, outside. And you couldn't beat the screen. That was a 7. But we're not talking about 7s. Let's go back and let's look at his video that he posted. Let's see, pulled it down and hit it somewhere, which he usually likes to do. Here we go. And let's see if we can get it to look exactly like the video. At first, I would suggest we do a lot of live demonstrations because I was accused of smoke and mirrors and all this stuff like that. Funny, you do them so much. I bet you I still haven't gotten that demonstration of that Starfield demonstration on the black screen. Oh, sorry, on his screen. All right, so this is supposed to be our product and how it's supposed to come up. This is how dark it's supposed to come up. Notice he's doing the demonstration in the dark. So you're doing a demonstration in the dark on our technology that thrives in fully lit environments. So this is how dark our image is supposed to come up. We already posted this to Facebook. I got as a matter of fact, I got my own little group site too, about over 2,000 followers on there. And I got them in there watching the video, and they're cracking up to my man, this guy's really desperate. You are so desperate. J and K, 4K. Now look at that. You are so desperate, man. How, this being that dark, is supposed to look like that? Wait, hold on. I'll pause that for a minute. And yet your image is washing out. Washed out on the Lamborghini. That's supposed to be bright yellow. Washed out on the fire hydrant. That's supposed to be bright red. Can't see color. Washed out again on the Lamborghini. Washed out on the tires. Tires are supposed to be black. Okay, let's get ourselves another one. Let's go over to J and K 4K. Let's pick a nice bright video. There you go. Now, like I said, you're going to pull a higher white level. That's not a problem. But I'm curious, how come my image isn't looking like that? Because that's a very dark image compared to that. What do you think? Let's go back to, for a minute here. It's just one part on the sand. All right, let's see how dark the sand is right there. Let's finish this off right now. Let's come over here. Relaxing white beaches. Boy, I'm hoping they spelled that right correctly, because man, it comes out to something completely different. So let's go to a tropical white beach. See if we can get some sand in there. Let's go with this one over here. Now, let me show you something really interesting. Color red. Auto books. Usually when I have auto books, I get red. This is your screen here, right? Well, we all know we can't, if we pull contrast on these screens, so I'll watch out. This here is gray primer that I use when I basically, when I'm working on screens or frames or something. This is everyday gray primer. I've had this in my basement for quite a bit. You can see it's quite beat up. Okay. Try to be nice about these things, I really do. Bring it upon yourself. I wonder if this will stay. It might not stay. I don't mess my screen up. But then this is a test screen anyway. That's primer that I got at Lowe's, that I've had in my basement for about a year. It actually belongs to an old frame I was working on. That's primer. And if I'm wrong on this, all you would have to do is go find that video you deleted off of YouTube with those 3 tablespoons of black paint mixed into white paint and match that against your screens to see how close they come up. Now, when he does a demonstration, I guarantee he's going to do a demonstration where it's going to have to show a slight little difference, because this is what it'll do, and I'll show you. We got another product over here of his. And I feel sorry for you people who went out there, because mind you, when I bought it, I already knew exactly what it was when I bought it. But if you bought that and you was convinced it was something more than it wasn't, I feel sorry for you, I really do. Because you just paid $75 for primer. That's what you paid for. That's what you paid for. So what he'll do is, in his demonstration, because the problem with, I'm going to put it this way. He's not a dumb person. He's not. He's not an idiot. He's not a complete idiot, buffoon, whatever. He's not an idiot. He doesn't learn. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's not an idiot. Judging by the things I watch this guy do on his channel, he's quite intelligent. But there's people out there that are intelligent, but to a certain degree, because they don't know how common, basic life works. They just don't. And you've seen it happen a million times. They're not good at life at all, period. Just they are intelligent. I have plenty of people like that. I know people IQs of 67 and 47 and whatever. People have great amount of intelligence. It's just when it comes down to basic everyday life, they're not good at it. They're just not. And those that are good at both, hey, I'm 100% proud of you. But most of the ones I've seen that I've dealt with from time to time, just those two that don't click. I don't know, maybe it's just even in the playing field, you know what I mean? Because they already have the intelligence to a certain degree, it just evens the playing field. It's kind of like, what's the word for it? I'm trying to find something here. It's kind of like the peacock scenario. If you look at a peacock has very beautiful feathers. When they walk, they push their feathers out. They got a lot of pride. But they have very ugly feet. So when they look down at their feet, their feathers go in. Because it kind of reminds them basically that, you know, you're not perfect. You know what I mean? You're on a, it keeps everything leveled off. And that's what it is. I don't know if you ever heard that story before, but if you look at a peacock, they got some really ugly feet. So you want to insult somebody and you're mad at them like, hey, you got feet like a peacock. That's pretty bad. But anyway, so I think he believes that if he tells you whatever he wants to tell you, then you'll believe it. And most of the time you're watching these high-end projectors, 4K expensive projectors, so you can do up in demonstrations and dark environments. So this is what he'll do. He'll have a product that is slightly darker than the product he's using, which is a Metallica mix, which is interesting theory behind this Metallica mix, because when we first requested his paint, we requested the Metallica Mix 2.0. So we requested. Him being smart, sent us whatever he wanted to send us. He sent us the UV Mix, which came back to blow up in his face because he wanted us to put this against the Signature 17. You can't match into the screen. The screens are crazy black. But anyway, so the interesting about it is we had a customer order this for us. And when the customer ordered it for us, she requested, hey, just send me anything. You know what I mean? I'm good with it. And he happened to send the very same paint that we requested years ago that he cheated us on. Isn't that interesting? And just to show that isn't just his product, there you go. You recognize the container? Yeah, that's his product right there. When it got here, it had a hole busted in the top. I had the video where we did the unboxing and everything. So what he'll do is he'll make a product and he'll put probably about a couple more teaspoons of black in it to make it slightly darker than the product. And he'll say there's a difference. So he'll put it side by side like this. And he'll go, see, look at this right here. You can see where this is pulling a much deeper red than this one. Of course, because you put a couple more teaspoons of black into it. I bet you if I put in 4 more next to this one right here, I could match this one or that one or back and forth. But you deleted a video. You deleted a video, I said before, showing people how to make this product. Usually people have something to hide and are scanning will start covering their tracks, which you did. Now, if I'm wrong, then you should be to show a significant difference between one over another. See the huge difference between the black technology, which is a black screen. It's a huge difference. What I mean by huge, you can show a huge difference. See the huge difference of the black screen versus your screen? See how much darker my screen is to yours? Now, you see how my screen can produce such a beautiful bright red when your screen is washed out and faded, like the board we have here in the middle of the screen that's coated with primer? That's what I mean by huge difference. So when you make a product and you put it next to each other, number one, they should never match. They should never even come close to even looking close to each other at all, period. Blue screens don't look like black screens. Black screens don't look like the golds. Golds don't look like the pink unicorns. Pink unicorns don't look like the green screens. None of my screens look the same. They're all in weird colors or whatever they may be, but they don't look the same. There should be a huge difference over one over the other. They shouldn't come that close together to looking that close together. And by you coming up there saying, well, there's a slight little difference, yes, a slight little difference. If I take a white screen and I put gray paint on it, the gray paint's going to show a better image. If I take the gray paint and I put 2 teaspoons of black into it and I make it darker, it's going to show better than the previous paint that I put on it. If I take the paint that I put the 2 teaspoons of black and I put 4 teaspoons of black, it's going to show a better color than the screen that I previously put the 2 into next to the screen, which is a gray primer. Got it? There you go. You have to show a huge difference. Now, let's check this out. Let's go with 4K fish. See how there isn't much of a difference. Neither one can pull contrast, not even the stick. And remember, our screen's supposed to be a dark black. It's not supposed to be to pull an image like that, but yet there's a huge difference. Now, you explain to your customers why this is happening. See the difference? There's your Metallica Mix 2.0 next to your personal mix. Look how close they come together. Isn't much of a difference. Look at the board I had sitting downstairs. Not much of a difference. And if you think that I'm wrong when I did this demonstration, like I said, go make that screen paint mix that you deleted the video on. 3 teaspoons of black paint mixed into white paint. And paint those next to your screens and see how close they come up. Bet you won't do it. TCL, 4K demonstrations. And all the while, how come my screen's not coming up dark like your demonstration? Yeah. Just give me something to think about, that's all. And you got a nerve to call somebody a scammer, really. Yeah. Your product just literally just matched a board that I had in my basement since last year that I used for an old projection screen outside. And I had to prime the surface first before I could apply the paint onto it. This is the reason why I kept canceling our orders. Every time we placed an order with them, we had to actually go through somebody to get the order in California to get the order from them. And when you did the fake demonstration with the black paint, you still had to do the demonstration in the dark because your colors wouldn't come up correctly if you actually had the lights on. It wouldn't look the same as you always display it. They don't learn. He'll come up with some other ingenious idea. Literally, it's like a real life Wally I Cody Roadrun. That's what it feels like, real life. Literally, there are days, man, that I hold back on doing demonstrations on your product. I know what it is. I told you from the door. If anyone goes back to my old videos under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, I used to make this stuff. Your product that you call, I used to make this stuff, man. There are demonstrations of me painting this up on walls and stuff like that. I used to make this product. I know how they tone it. This was pretty much the YouTube paint. It's a toner. They put the black in it to tone it. Except for when I made one of the products, I didn't even put black in it. I just mixed it with gray paint. They all react the same way. And the fact you keep doing demonstrations against your Cinemax, please. Got certified light gray screens over here we test against every day. Cinemax is no different. It's just a lighter paint, that's all it is. But if you want, I can put an order in for it. I got a few people floating around in California right now that'll pick that paint up for me. I'll bring it down here, I'll put it against this black screen. And I'll watch your colors fade on that screen even faster because the personal mix, if this screen paint you have, that Cinemax is lighter than the personal mix, oh man, it's not going to do well. And I guarantee I'll probably get it to blend into a white screen. All the demonstrations that you refuse to show your customers, I will show all of it. That's set. Couple times in video demonstrations where I was looking at your product, I said, I know how this is made, but I'm not going to say a word. But you just keep coming at us with dumb nonsense. So now, there you go. Deal with the stick. And if I'm wrong on this, then all you got to do is just mix that product from that video you deleted and prove me wrong. And we're not talking about colors, blues, greens, reds, the whole 9 yards. Contrast levels, everything. Don't just stick to certain videos. Do everything. Ready yet? Let's do this. Let's take the board off and let's stick that right in the middle of both of them. And put that here and there. There we go. So now we got it right in the middle. And I know your followers are mad and upset because they just got scammed, literally. This is why you don't match any of our demonstrations. That's why you don't do any of our challenges. Your screen can't produce. Boy, enjoy the red wagon. Rant all you want. It is what it is. Y'all got scammed. And yet, meanwhile, I'm showing off my screens in fully lit environments, someplace you can't even go to begin with. And displaying a black screen that's producing levels high enough where the screen doesn't even look like the video demonstration he just displayed earlier today. Boy, that's got to be a lot to take in. But just like I said, if you call us, we'll come get you and we'll put you in our environment. You won't survive it. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see. Let's see if you can bring this up. No, you can't. No, you cannot. So you got to be careful about accusing people of things that are not true, because then what's going to happen is you're going to come out and people are going to see you for what you are. So like I said, if you don't do that demonstration, as I said, take that the video you, like I said, you took offline and you hid for some reason because you don't want anybody to see it. Go make that product, because I already know from the door. I've seen it do it 1,000 times. I watched that video over and over again. So it's, like I said, 3 tablespoons of black paint into a quart of white, and see if it matches anything you make up there, because your products are matching. I find that interesting right there, Jamie. I'll share what I find interesting. I find it interesting that that color is not coming up as dark as your first video you displayed. What's going on there with that? Can you explain? How come it doesn't look the same way in your video? Yet both of the screens and the board all look the same. And I'm not shooting for contrast demonstrations. If I know if I did contrast demonstrations all day long, I could crush your screen with no problem. It's a jet black screen, but I'm going the bright colors because I want people to see how well your product matches one next to another. There's no difference in between. All that mumbo jumbo you've been telling them back and forth in the videos, there's a difference. This does this. No, it doesn't. It's all the same. Doesn't look the same. For some reason, I can't see how my screen's not coming up dark enough. What's your screen? It doesn't want to be there. LG demonstration. Can't pull contrast, you definitely can't see that. And he'll say, oh, I'll go down to Home Depot, get some primer. He'll figure out some way to try to camouflage so it doesn't look the same. No, buddy. You do the demonstration how we do it over here. Show those color patterns, the whole 9 yards, everything. And make that free product. Put it right next to it. Oh, man, let's go take a look at this. I love this part when the screen does this. I love seeing the reflection of the fish in a fully lit environment. Let's try something else. The reason why I'm not afraid to do this demonstration, because we have to test these on, again, 18 sample sheets, certified. Majority of them are actually light silver. If this screen did 18 certified screens, which means it would have had to done the lighter screens. Ta-da! Now we know the screen's not going to produce a white level as high as those screens, but the level has to come up where the screen is not dark, where you can't see it. Much how you displayed in your video, which I find interesting that it doesn't look like anything we're doing over here, and we're doing a snowstorm. Does it all match? I matched this screen with some gray primer on a stick I had in my basement since last year. I don't even know what's more embarrassing. The fact that, no, it's a shame. And I'm not going to say your customers, because some of your customers don't know. The ones that basically stand by your side and root, those are the ones, yeah, I'm laughing at right now. The ones who didn't know, that really believed your nonsense, that you were basically selling them a product that was different, I feel sorry for them. I really do. But the ones that stand by your side, that root you hand in hand and saying, yeah, his product is just that and the other, yeah, I'm laughing at you right now. I am. There's a big smile across my face. I'm laughing at you. Because if you didn't see that coming, boy, I'm telling you, you got what you deserve. I'm sorry, but you didn't see that coming. I've been designing screen paints for over 10 years. If you did your research, like I said, and you went back to my old company under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, you would have realized that I was making this stuff already years ago, many, many years ago. So I know what this stuff is. I know how it's going to react. You know why we don't make it anymore? Because ever since that day, my vice president brought in that sheet of Screen Innovation Black Diamond, and I held that stuff in my hands. I didn't even think screens were that dark at that particular time. And when I put that thing up against my screen and I seen all those colors and contrast levels push through that screen, that's it. That's what changed my mind. It's the reason why I don't make this stuff anymore. There had to be a better way of making something that came close to that technology that I just had in my hand. So you don't know anything about the history of my company and how it all started. You don't know anything about that. You don't know the different paths that we bumped into big companies and contracts. I've had contracts in Dubai. I've had contracts in England and Australia. I have done business with, what's it called? Seymour AV. I actually know the owner. The guy actually owns the company. Really nice dude. I've even have documents of me going head to head with Screen Innovation. No, nothing. A lot of people don't realize that when I started my company, Digital One Crystal Screen Paint, we had a 10-year contract, global 10-year contract, a big one too. Guy flew over from overseas, came over, had to sign his contract. And at that particular time, I was extremely arrogant, number one. Number two, didn't read through the contract properly, thought, this guy's not going to cheat me. I could trust him. Because he gave me $20,000 up front in cash. Up front in cash, untraceable money, which I wasn't even thinking at the time when he gave me the money. It's untraceable. Now, $20,000 up front gives me some more money transferred to my accounts to make this product for him. We make all this product for him. He comes over, he picks it up, he takes it overseas. Bit by bit, they're in communication, giving us information back and forth. They bring down this big, huge, massive contract. I sit there with a bunch of lawyers in a room, got a grin, like a Kool-Aid grin, from ear to ear. This is it. I have made it. Meanwhile, these guys were planning to steal my company from under my feet, and I didn't even see it coming. See, if you go under, I don't know if it's under Europe or if it's another one, their page is still standing up there. I don't know why, but it's still standing up there. And it's still displaying the products that we used to sell, just like this, on that page. As a matter of fact, the guy called Superman and another one called Zone 708 used to be beta testers for our company. Did you know that? No, you didn't. They're actually posted all over YouTube displaying our old screen paints. Yeah, look that one up. So anyway, after all that, I signed this contract, not even thinking. They process it, they go through, they get it notarized. We're in business. They're showing me all this stuff that they're doing. And they're saying, hey, Ken, we need to change this label to a more European kind of design. You know what I mean? Didn't think that they were changing my labels, changing my name. Now we're going to call our company Digital One Crystal now, you know, because it's just shorter. And then later on, they wanted to say, well, you know, we have these packages coming up and we don't want customers going to the website and seeing a different price. If it's possible, if you can hide your prices from your customers, it just looks more exotic. So that's what they're telling me, because they don't want their customers going and seeing when we're selling paint for a certain price when they're marking it up at $3,000 and $4,000 a package kit. So how do I get out of this contract from a company that's stealing from me? Well, what I do is I basically delete my own product. And that's what I did. Digital One Crystal Screen Paint product, which we had the beta testers under Zone 708. And I forget what the other guy's name was, Tom. They call him Superman. I think that's what his tag name was on YouTube, Superman. We had them we started a company under Digital 4K Crystal Onyx. It was right around the time where I got a chance to sample Black Diamond's technology, to see that darker screen technology. That's where it's at. That's where the D5K technology came in from. D4K technology came in from, because at that time I was experimenting with darker, more advanced screens to see how they actually are much better than lighter screens. And then from that, I was able to get out of that 10-year global contract, because I was able to build another company, Digital 4K Crystal Onyx, out of the ground and delete all my old products, which were these, with the new darker technology, and had the beta testers go in and do demonstrations downgrading my own stuff, making their stuff worthless. And when they tried to take me to court, they couldn't touch me because I was under a new company and the other company didn't exist. Not only did it didn't exist, but the product was basically worth nothing because the new stuff overshadowed it, because of the beta testers constantly doing demonstrations against it. See, gotta have a brain to do stuff like that. Takes more than designing paint. You have to have intelligence in business. So once the new company arose, this is right around the time, if you look at the notes that I send you, which matter of fact, I'll put the link at the bottom, where we got contacted by Screen Innovation. You ever been contacted by Screen Innovation, Crow? Never have been, have you? Okay, I can understand why. Anyway, so in that letter, it says, Mr. Bird, so, potential. They like the product and everything. But at first, I'm thinking it's my vice president playing jokes on me. I hang the phone up. Guy calls me back. He says, I don't know who June is, but I'm such and such and so. So then I said, okay, if it's you, send me an email with your watermark attached to it. Sends me an email. That's how we got the letter, with the watermark attached to it. And at the top in the email, it says Digital 4K Crystal Onyx, which was right around the time when I started working with black technology. Well, gray technology into black technology. And that's how we caught the attention of Screen Innovations. And long story short, from there, things didn't work out, and that involved attorneys that wanted us to remove all the videos and everything else that had anything to do with their company whatsoever, because we wanted an NDA, they wouldn't give us an NDA, and things got sour. So, you think you know everything, you don't. I was making your product many, many years ago, and I had contracts attached to it, big contracts attached to it. Difference between my stuff and yours, in my demonstration, my lights were on. Yours, they're always off. So I don't know what the freak that mess is. Isn't that interesting? And I did all this when I was in a little tiny rented room. All that in a little tiny rented little room. Now see how amazing God is. Got to be careful what kind of people you step on. Let's see how you do in the jazz demonstration. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call that stick in the middle of the screen. I'm going to call that my 4K paint stick. Now, excuse me, I got things to do. I got a bunch of emails. I got a few contracts my company's tied into. I got black technology that I'm actually going to be producing for a few companies for some interesting things. And I would suggest, well, we know our magnitude. There's no point in me giving you the speech to begin with, because we all know you're gonna Wally Coyote and we're gonna call it Wally Coyote and Groundhog Day this again. He's gonna do some demonstration about whatever electronics, video games. That's usually what he does. And then later on, he'll come in and say, "Look, black paint against his technology. This is what it looks like." Then a couple of days after that, it'll be, "Look, black paint against his technology. This is what it looks like." Then a couple of days go by and, "Look, black paint against his technology. This is what it looks like." Good gracious, man. Get an MRI, please. Something's wrong there. Not mad at Crow. Don't get me wrong. I don't give him that kind of pleasure. I don't get mad at him. I never seen anybody like this before. Even my customers, people I talk to, business people I talk to, never seen anything like this in their life. It's just interesting. Tell you one thing, he is a character. I give him that much. Like I said, there's other people out there that make screen paint out there. I could easily test my product against this. I know my stuff would basically beat their products, no problem. But there's no point. I don't know them. They don't know me. Let them live in their world. I'll live in mine. That's it. If you mind your own business, live your own world, I wouldn't have to do this to you. You don't know how to mind your own business. I sat there and said when I reviewed your stuff, crystal clear, I said your product shows an improvement over white screen. It's just not on our level of technology. It isn't. Accept it. No, you don't want to accept it, but you're going to have to. Sitting at 3 o'clock in the morning with your footy pajamas on, drinking a glass. Okay, I'm going too far with that one. I do apologize. I did go too far with that one. But man, come on. Are you kidding me? Do I have to design something? Really? Do I have to design something? A gray screen, a really high-powered gray screen that would wipe this up clean. Do you really want that? Do you really want me to buy all your stuff and design a technology so brutal that it's gray? And all right, we already had that, ultralight gray. Well, I'll design stuff. Oh, I forgot about that thing. Oh, yeah, we do have that. All right, buddy boy, here we go. Next time you want to play this game again, I'll buy all your products, everything. I got something downstairs we haven't had a chance to play around with yet. We'll bring it up off the rack for you. And I guarantee you, ice cream will blow out all your products in one hit, inside and outside the house. And I'll run it through every single test that we run it through. As a matter of fact, I even give it the nickname the Widowmaker, because that's pretty much what it's going to do to your products. We do have one. We have something pretty brutal. Or I can just take one of your products and enhance it with my technology, make it better than what it is, and just blow out all your own screens with it. Because like I said, at one point, I had to obsolete my own stuff in order to get out of a contract and redesign my technology in order to create a whole new company. That's easy for me to do. So I can take your product, which I know what it is because I have it right there, and I can actually enhance that, make that far better, and use it to take out your own stuff. But I think that'd be going too far. That'd be wrong. So I'm not going to do that. That'd be wrong. We'll bring up the Widowmaker. That'll be custom designed for you. Oh my goodness. This is such a shame. We're going to play a couple more. Let's go with this one. No. We've done that one to death. I don't want to do that one. Let's do this one right here. Yeah, I've done that one to death too. Good gracious, we need more videos. Sharp demonstrations. You do this demonstration all the time. This is one you're known for doing a lot. The interesting thing is that board in the middle, which is everyday primer, you're reflecting the same image as the board. On whatever displays, you're displaying whatever the board displays. And both of your screens are matching. Oh, man, I'm telling you. We're gonna take it real quick. We're gonna do something. Philips 4K color. Philips 4K color. Hey, nothing more to say. I'm just gonna let y'all watch. I'm done. I got nerve to call somebody a scammer. Good gracious. It's primer on an old stick since last year in my basement. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I'm basically showing my screen off produces a beautiful image without that black dark image that you portrayed it to be, or the fact that both of your screens are matching right next to a piece of primer on an old stick I had in my basement since last year. No, that was worse. Now you're supposed to be contrasting this demonstration, you know that, right? It's not supposed to come up gray. But when you see this demonstration, I'm pretty sure you were in the dark when you saw the demonstration. You're not used to seeing this much light in the environment. This is how screens are supposed to react. Again, I'm going to pinpoint it right here. Now, you see how light her face is? Where's my screen coming up dark like you displayed in the video? I know you're supposed to pull a higher white level. The screen's far lighter than mine. But how come it doesn't look the same way in the video? That looks bad, man. It's bad. See, the interesting thing is, I can pull white level without the screen looking dark like you displayed it. I can pull color and contrast, something you can never do. If I do all contrast demonstrations, your screen would wash away. Samsung 4K demonstrations. I have to start breaking out the air conditioner. It's already getting hot in here. All right, I'm sitting next to the projector. I'm like, why is it so hot in here? I'm sitting next to the projector. See, I told you. At least I can pull white level. Where my image doesn't come out black, but you can't pull one lick of a contrast level at all. Can't pull red. That's not coming up. Can't pull blue. That's not coming up. Maybe you might have to calibrate. And we got too much light in the environment. Maybe we got to turn these lights out in here and keep it nice and dark in here. Maybe I might need a 4K projector. laser projector to do it. If I painted my screen with primer right now, you wouldn't be able to tell from yours to mine. I can paint this whole screen with primer and say it's your product. You couldn't tell. You wouldn't be able to tell. I can tell the difference between that black paint and my product easily, because I know that I've tested my screens against white screens, that giant elite screen over there, high performance silver screens, which we have over here. So I know how my white levels come out. I know how they look. That's why I can do videos side by side and they don't even match correctly. But you couldn't even tell. Blue's not coming up. You can bring your white levels, but your blues aren't coming. I'm gonna go back there for a minute on something I saw. No blues, not even popping. Now, see that? That video you shot, you made that claim my screen came out too dark. See that? How come it don't look the same way in the video, Crow? Or call you Fernando. Fernando. It don't look the same way, Fernando. Why don't you look at that a little bit, Fernando? How come it doesn't look the same way, Fernando? Explain it to us, please. You can't explain it. You can't explain it. How is it possible? I'm gonna go back to your video again. That the levels are coming up that dark. How's that possible, Fernando? Isn't that interesting? Look at that. Look at that there. And look at that there. That's a huge, huge difference. Look at that. You can't even see the picture properly. So you gotta stop doing this. That's why I said, person number one sold you a product that was already primer. You sold your primer. You paid $75 for primer. That's what you paid for. And then you're doing demonstrations to make the screen look dark. So how is that possible? I'm gonna get it on this side over here. Here we go. So how you outed as a fake? I'm sitting here showing you this demonstration. I'm gonna broadcast this on my website. This is gonna be everywhere. So let's see the fake stuff you do, misleading stuff you do. So here we got skin tones right here with your product next to it. Over here we got your Metallica Mix 2.0, your personal mix right next. And in the middle we got a piece of primer on some wood. So how in the world that it looks this dark here as you're displaying it, but we got it right here in real time. This is pre-recorded. This is real time right now going on right now, real time. And what video was this? Oh, wait. We got the video. Hold on for a minute. Just popped up for a minute. I'm going to go pull the same video. We got to go back and we got to pull the same video. I'm curious. I don't know how y'all stand being in such a dark environment all day. It drives me freaking crazy. This would drive me crazy to be in a dark environment this dark. That's my birds out back. Oh, let's finish the video while we're at it. You know what? Since your stuff is so close, well, actually, it is primer. You should call it Prime Vision. Prime Vision 4K. That's what you should call it, because it's primer. Heck, I don't even need to buy your paint. I got 5 gallons of that downstairs. I got to prime my basement. It's a Philips video. Well, well, well. Let's track it down. Philips 4K demonstrations. Let's see if we can mimic the same video that you have on display. Heck, we can play all of them. Oh, here we go. There it is right there. Isn't that interesting? Why would you pick a contrast demonstration to begin with? Your screen can't pull on that. Wait. We got to go back to that. Hold on. We got to go back to that. Hold on for a minute. I got to see this for a minute. Hold on. I've seen that part somewhere. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have fun with you today, buddy. And this will teach anybody else a lesson. If you want to play with our stuff, then guess what? We'll bring you over here and we'll do the same thing we do to everybody else. You mind your own business, we mind our own business. Sorry to pause on the woman's stare here. I do apologize for that. But we need that one area right there. I want to go back a little bit here, so we can see for ourselves how dark that image is coming up, because he's got it right here on his where he made the recording. So there it is right there. Oh, that does not look good for you, man. I swear I could be a lawyer. Well, anybody could figure this one out. Well, we got a thing in our neighborhood for what we call people like you. And it ain't pretty. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. And what we call them. But you fit in that group. You do. There's something really wrong with you. There really is. You went through all this effort to do a video like this to be proven wrong? Wow. Boy, I'm telling you. Interesting. This is your video right there on how dark our screen is supposed to be coming up. I want y'all to look at that real quick. Look at that. That's supposed to be our screen paint product. This is what I mean by this fellow's been mixing in black paint and trying to say this is our product right there. There's our product sitting up there, not only against two of his screen paint mixes, his Metallica Mix 2.0, and also to his Pro Personal Mix, but in the middle of that screen is a piece of wood that I basically primed about last year using Everyday Primer. Again, how in the world, and we're in a fully lit environment at that, you're in the dark doing this demonstration because your screen would have washed it out. See the blue on this screen compared to the blue on this screen right here? That's because he's in the dark. If he had did this with the lights on the screen, would have washed out. His blues would have faded. The screen can't see color. How in the world is that supposed to be our product? And here we are right here against two of your products right there. Boy, if you don't stop, my mom used to say, boy, if you don't stop playing, I'll pop you upside your head. That's what you, literally, there's something wrong with you. Yeah. Comatose or borderline retarded, something wrong with you. My goodness, I'm trying to keep my patience here because literally, you're a funny dude. I'm a screenshot a lot of these and post these up on the page. We're going to call you a potential hater on our page and a scammer who tries to go along and tries to destroy other people's products to build yourself up. That's the name we're going to give you. And the bottom line is we got enough evidence to choke a horse because this is what you do. You are so jealous over other people's work that you sit up in the dark and do dumb demonstrations like this. This does not make you look good. And this is an individual you are trusting with your credit card numbers and shipping information that's doing this kind of stuff. Yeah. Let's keep this going. I'm gonna see if I got anything else that pops up from here. There we go. We got that shot. Oh my goodness, dude! Really? Seriously? Man, you're gonna be out of that. People are not gonna buy from you, man. I'm sorry, but they're not gonna buy from you because you're doing stuff like this. Wow, this is sad, dude. It's sad. You really go that distance, really? You must really be jealous of my work. Look at this. You are jealous of my work. Look at that. How jealous are you? You are jealous of my work. That's supposed to be my product right there? Really? There's my product right there. Real time. Real time. And there's two of your products right there. That really? You that jealous? Whew. Man. I find it's funny that I'm outing you like this, man. This is sad. Let's move on. Let's keep on going. All right, here we go. Female jogging. Let's go bring this one up too. See how dark she came up on this video. This is the oh boy, this is not gonna go well for you, my friend. That's the female jogging in the video. This is how dark it's supposed to be on our product next to his. And there it is right over here. As I said before many times in my demonstrations, our white levels are going to be a tad low because it's a darker screen. But it's not going to be the point where it's so dark that you can't even see the screen or the skin tones. Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me, boy. I'm sorry. This is hilarious. How people got to go. You can tell it's just jealousy, boy. He is jealous. That's sad, man. That is sad. You know what? It's funny because I got no hatred for you. I really don't. I don't even hate you for you. I feel sorry for you. That's it. But I got no hatred for you. I feel sorry for you that somebody would go this length. I mean, really, go this length. And we've been telling people for the longest time, yeah, this guy's mixing black paint and trying to portray it as our stuff. This is sad. And this ain't the first person. Like I said, we're not the first person he's done this to. He's done this against other people too also. He's done this against other people also, you know. Anybody he feels that's a threat to his product, he will do this to. Anybody feels is a threat to his product. You know, God says whatever's in the dark comes out in the light. And sure it does. And sure it does. And mind you, you're doing this in the dark on a $4,000 projector. I'm on a $230 projector. And look at this. That's sad, man. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we can bring up on here on this video that he claims is supposed to be our paint. So I told you all that time he was faking demonstrations. He was all those reviews and stuff. He was faking all those demonstrations. Faking them all. Making y'all look like, not saying not my customers, but those of y'all that believed in him, that follow him and know what he does. It makes you look like idiots too. Now, those of you who don't know, that's not your fault because this is a person who's scheming and does stuff like this. But those of you who knew what he was doing, yeah, it's out in you too. It makes you look like idiots. Let's keep going. Let's see what else he got up here that he's claiming that our screen's coming up dark on. I want to see this whole sandy beach thing that's supposed to be coming up dark. All right, there we go. We got a spot right there. This is one of the videos he shot on here. We're going to do the whole thing. Let's go back to that one where the girl's putting the headsets in. Isn't that sad, people? People actually... Oops, I don't want to play the voice anymore. And then sit right up there on camera and lie to you that fast, that quick. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that interesting? Isn't that interesting, Crow? Or Fernando or Gonzalez? Isn't that interesting? And how you basically mislead people. I told you, you think we forgot about it. Don't get comfortable. We're building a case on you. Stuff like this that you do, all these video recordings I'm doing, we're building a case on you. This is the dumb stuff that you do that you're trying to slander my company's name. And this is how we out you every single time. And you know who I'm going to forward these over to, right? All right, just so you know. Let's find ourselves something else that he claims to be what it is. I don't know what's sadder. The fact that we got a stick in the middle of the screen that's primer and it's matching both of his screens together. Or the fact that we just outed his video, as always, as fakes. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Let's synchronize. I'm going to bring up my other projector too. We're going to synchronize upstairs on synchronize. So we're going to play it here. What we got to do, let me see if we can do the whole synchronize thing. I have to do it both at the same time. Can I do them both at the same time? Yeah, we got it here. Got it by a little off. That is so much darker, dude. Yeah, you've been busy, haven't you? Look at you. Let's get it a little bit more in sync. I want to get a little bit more in sync than that. It's kind of hard to do when you're doing with a phone and a whatchamacallit at the same time. It's a little harder to do. I think I got it. Somewhat. It doesn't make a difference. Clearly, that's not our product, as I said. So let me get this straight. When you did that review, I told you the review was fake. When he did the review and that product came with that dark, that means he went out, did a fake review, rolled this onto a piece of board, and then took that same board and did that fake demonstration the first time, then came back in with the same board and tried to do the demonstration again. That's sad. That is really sad. Faked his review, which I've been telling y'all for the longest time. He's been mixing. This is how he gets over. He's been mixing products together to make them darker or to tamper with them. Or like I said, if he's doing something with, like I said, the Dark Star 9, as we showed you on that screen right there, there's no way in the world you could ever beat that screen. When he did that demonstration, he made sure he chose a lot of colorful demonstrations, kept the room nice and dark, so the screens could blend as much as possible. This is the kind of stuff that he does. That's why the other guy, which we had to call him out for basically doing something dumb, but he basically called out Crow for doing something dumb, saying he faked a demonstration against that product. So that's what I'm saying. He just, it's sad that this individual is like that, but yeah, this is just how he is. So at the end of the day, like I said, if you want to buy his product, that's up to you. Like I said, at the end of the day, I can just go down and just get myself some everyday primer and just do the exact same thing. There you go, Fernando. Just in case you want to memorize this right here. This is the fake stuff that you do on a day-to-day basis. I don't know what's worse about this picture. The simple fact that the product that you did in the demonstration and review was fake, you lied, misled your customers, or the fact that there's a prime piece of wood using a $7 primer in the middle of my screen next to your two screens that's matching perfectly. Not only that, we got two different screen paints, Metallica Mixing 2.0, that are matching perfectly. I don't know which one's worse, man. You're a disgrace, man, to home theater. You are. You are a disgrace to home theater. You are. You should not be making screen paint. You should not be making products. You should not be doing reviews against anybody's products whatsoever. At all, period. That's my final thoughts on it all together. That is a sad, sad scene when you got to go to those levels to try to discredit someone's work. Because I get up early in the morning. I work hard at what I do. I enjoy my job. And you're jealous over that? That's what's bothering you? You got to go to these lengths to try to tear somebody down? That's sad, man. Tell you the truth, I hope no one ever buys paint from you ever again. And I wouldn't wish anybody, but I wish telling you, I hope no one ever buys anything from you. Until you can clean your act up and basically show some kind of respect for this field. Because, man, you shouldn't be doing this at all, period. That's disgusting right there. I'm going to be showing that on Facebook Live in a few minutes from here. Because it's matter of fact, I'm just going to share this video everywhere. It has to be. Because what you just did was disgusting. It is. That is just sad. And it's not funny. This makes you a sad individual. A very, very sad individual. Which people now got to question. Have they been buying primer, $75 primer the entire time? Or how many of your demonstrations are legit? This is why you can't do any of our demonstrations. This is why you can't back up any of our work. You can't match any of our products whatsoever. This is just what you do. And you know what's even sad? The fact that you're in the dark with a $4,000 projector and we're doing this with the lights on. That's what makes it even sadder. All right, people. I'm out of here. I'm done. I've already proved this guy to be who he is. He's a fake. He's a phony. And what he does, he basically tears down people's products to do whatever he wants to do with them to try to make himself look good. Feed you a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and that's what it is. So with that being said, he'll never learn his lesson. He'll find something even more dumber than he just did that we can out him on, and he'll top this one. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to trying to top this one so I can embarrass you even more than I just did a few minutes ago. You're a sad individual. Am I mad at you? A little bit. But like I said, with prayer, I'll get past that. I'll forgive you, go about my day, because I'm not going to allow you to mess up my day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening, talk to a few friends, do what I usually do. I just got it out. When you're in this line of business, you have to expect that people are going to be like this. This is nothing new. You're going to have to deal with this. In my 10 years or 12 years in business, I've seen just about everything under the sun. So it's a little not shocking, but we realize that he does this stuff anyway. So it's sad that you got people like out there that do stuff like this in order to try to make themselves look good. And that's really sad. All right, with that being said, thank you all for your time. I'm going to get out of here. God bless. Man, it's just sad, man. Like I said, this is a home theater. You know, people want a good screen and want good quality. That's what they want. And then you got these jokers in here basically doing this dumb nonsense. You need to buy your product. I'll just go down to Home Depot and I'll just basically buy me 5 gallons of that and be done with it. Look, both your screens are matching. All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one. God bless.